Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late May 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Sagittarius collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Saggies here in late May? Energies, messages, comments, concerns, all that good stuff. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. Let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy in late May. Please and thank you. We're moving very close to Gemini season, which is your zodiacal partner, so to speak, the yin to your yang, and we have this beautiful magician energy right here. Now, I will say this magician itself, it's an oracle deck, so it is a little different than the magician within the tarot, so there is something we're going to want to look at a little closer with this card. But it could also be you in the midst of creating. There's a lot of mystical energy here as well. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the May subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little bit about this magician. So if you look at the imagery here, we have this well-dressed individual doing all sorts of magic tricks or stuff levitating and stuff like that. So I will say that this could represent energy work, or there's a mystical energy. So you might be really investing yourself or investing your energy into spiritual practices or anything having to do with the unseen, which could be really good. This is a big card of manifesting and creating, trying to control your own destination, control where you're going, what you're doing. And for a lot of Saggies, your powers of creation could be heightened in this time. Like what you're focusing on will come towards you very magnetically with this card. But where the difference comes in with this one as opposed to the other is it could represent illusion as well. So for a small sliver of you, maybe a small portion, there could be something you're dealing with where you don't know all the facts, or there's something you don't quite see, or there's some sense of the unknown with certain situations you're dealing with. And hey, that's part of life, right? Like we don't always know it all. We're not omnipotent, but we're going to see what's up with that. Worst case scenario could be someone trying to like pull one over on you. But I mean, you don't want to try to do that with a Saggy, right? Saggies are very intelligent individuals. So we're just going to leave it at that for now. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. I do feel for a lot of you, you could be extra magnetic in this time, especially with the readings I've seen for you in the last couple of weeks. So let's shuffle it up here. And while we get the deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading, my friends. It was titled A Surprising Win, and I hope you did have one. I always say wins come in all different shapes and sizes, whether it's monetary, whether it's emotionally, or relationships. You know how that could all go. And I felt like something possibly going your way, okay, like out of the blue. So know that that energy could still bleed over for a couple weeks, which is nice. So things might be popping in for you, but let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards here for my lovely Saggies. Late May, please. What do we got going for my friends? Quick, thank you. Okay, beautiful. The energy of gift giving here as well. So we have the 6 of Pentacles. There could be something you really want to give your energy to, or someone that wants to really give their energy to you. That's a big possibility. This is an extremely generous energy for us to start off with. So even though it's Pentacles, it's like, it's movable, right? It's not Pentacle energy that's stuck. It's malleable at the very least. Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles, lots of Pentacles here. So for a lot of you, it could be a great time for money, where things you're dealing with now could have long-term implications. Let's get one more, and we'll really piece this together. Here we go. Thank you. Okay, so we do have the Hermit. There's that little bit of mystery, and you're also going to have a little bonus here, my good friends. So we got the Hermit on the back end, and he popped out with the Knight of Pentacles. Surprise, surprise, we're looking at one element here, which is one that can clash with fire from time to time. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I already mentioned we have all one element. we have Earth straight across the board with the Six of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit, Virgo energy, the Knight of Pentacles, all the Earth sign energy here showing up powerfully. So that is very peculiar, because even though I pull small spreads, I usually get a nice little mixture and see how they play off each other. So for a lot of you, there's a big importance around finances. There's a big importance about the material world. So whether it's things you're acquiring, material world experiences, work, career, business, all that stuff could have a heightened importance in this time. But remember, this could also be connections too, especially if you're connected to earth signs. But let's go through piece by piece and really like build this out. So position number one, we have the Six of Pentacles. As I mentioned, even though it's earthy, it's not like the Hermit. It's not like this Knight of Pentacles on the back end. It is a very giving type of energy. It could also be karmic. It does have the scales there, so I always link it to Libra energy for whatever reason. So there could be a situation you're really wanting to give your energy towards, or someone that wants to give their energy towards you when this is here. It's charitable. It's equal. So for a lot of you, doing good things for others could really brighten your life or really bring you a good positive energy. Feeling like you're helping could be really important. Now, this can talk about equality in connections or equality around you. So hopefully none of you are dealing with a situation that's off balance or feeling not fair. But I feel for a lot of you, this is better than it is a challenge. Six of Pentacles, I always say it shows up for people in their birthday season. To me, it's the card of gift giving. So whether you got a gift coming in or a surprise of some sort, or whether you're trying to gift somebody else, this card does represent it. But the rough side of the Six of Pentacles, while we get it back into place, is one, either something not being too equal, something being a little off balance, or don't let anybody take advantage of your kindness when that card is here. Moving to the center, we have another beautiful energy here. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, for a portion of you, this could represent mother figures, motherhood in general, fertility, all that good stuff. It's about blessings and abundance, very similar to the Empress type of energy. So when I see her, I think, well, you got something good coming in, okay? The only downside, and I don't even really want to call it a downside, I'm a fire sign myself, so I get it. A lot of earthy energy could make us feel a little frustrated, like, because we could be looking at certain things and processes that take a while. So some of you might be waiting on something when the Queen of Pentacles is here. High focus on career and business with all this. And I already mentioned it, and I'm just going to double down on that message again. But when I see her, I think of blessings and good things. Now, a challenge with the Queen of Pentacles, she could represent a stubborn individual, or a situation or a problem or something that's like, it's taking a while to move through it. And the same could be said with all this earthy energy here. In its most positive, once again, this could be something that has long-lasting implications, but in its most challenging, it could be something that's stuck or something that's not progressing. So we'll see all that when we get down to the clarifier. So far, so good with these first two cards. Now, when we get towards the back end is where we get a little bit more of the challenge showing up. We have the Hermit. Okay, so Virgo energy, you might be connected to a Virgo. Some of you could be in hermit mode. Now, my personal experience with Sagittarius, you are individuals that are usually very social. You like to travel, you like to experience things, experience the world. That's a huge part of Sagittarius energy, but you're also extremely philosophical. Okay, so when I see the Hermit, that's very philosophical energy. So a portion of you might just be in that mode right now. If you are in hermit mode, it's for your own inner or spiritual well-being that you are. The Hermit is somebody withdrawing their energy or pulling their energy back. So a portion of you might be in that mode as well, especially if you're going through anything that's frustrating you a little bit, or you're not getting the results you want. The Hermit could be you just like withdrawing your energy. Now, if we're talking about communication or talking, this could be someone you're not really talking with right now, or it could be miscommunications whenever we have the Hermit. We will see. And I always say the Hermit also represents mystery, right? Because he is shrouded, it is dark, it is at night, and we kind of had that for you last week. Back to your bonus here, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Usually knights represent forward movement, momentum, communication as well. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest mover, so there is something about this overall energy this week where it's not fast moving. I would say best case scenario, the things you're going through right now could really set you up in the long run. So I want to dive deeper. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Saggies, see what's going on. My guide spirit team, talk to me. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Six of Pentacles. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Sag, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, let's see what's going on. Breeze through these nice and quick. Why is the Six of Pentacles here? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so similar to what we saw last week, we have the High Priestess in the upright. So now we are getting a little bit of other elements showing up here. I always say when we mix water and earth, it could represent potential. And a big thing with the High Priestess is, yeah, she represents all water signs. So some of you could be connected to a water sign, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But if that's not the case, to me, she is a card of knowledge, but she's hidden, right? She's obscured, very similar to this Hermit here in the beginning. So I do feel for a lot of you, you got something good coming your way that you don't quite see. And we saw that in last week's reading. It was literally titled A Surprising Win. So I feel like something is going to open up for you. Could this possibly be a breakthrough? Absolutely. So if you've been dealing with a frustrating situation or a situation that's just been like, you feel like you're running into a brick wall, there could be a breakthrough coming up. And I want to see how the rest of the energy plays as we move through the reading. But when I get Six of Pentacles with the Empress, if that's not a personal connection you're dealing with, I feel for a lot of you, there could be a big breakthrough coming in for you. I will say this for another portion of you, with the Six of Pentacles, for a very small portion of you with this High Priestess here, sharing your knowledge about spirituality with the Hermit and the High Priestess, sharing your knowledge about any sort of spirituality or religion or philosophy is highly, highly favored in this time. So for a lot of you, passing on your knowledge in one way or another is important. So let's keep moving over. Let's see what that Queen of Pentacles has. So what is happening here? Why is the Queen of Pentacles in the mix? I mean, I like that energy I picked up there in the beginning. Okay, this is good. So we have the Strength card in the upright underneath this Queen of Pentacles. I feel like this is energy that really flows together well, even though it's fire energy. So now we are getting a little bit of a mixture of things. It's not all earth just bogging down. The Strength card, for a lot of you, there could be a real importance in Leo season this year, so make a mental check note, maybe make an actual note too. Like there could be something big coming in Leo season, a big shift or change. But when I see the Strength card, I think of someone's inner strength. I think of someone's strength of character. So if you are going through problems or tough times, like this is you being in a pretty solid place, even if you don't really realize you are. I feel for a lot of Saggies, this is you internally being able to get through a lot, or deal with a lot, or being in a very solid place. I really love this Strength card. This is also a karmic energy as well. So I feel like with this karmic energy, now we have the Strength card. A lot of you, there could be like a nice cycle you're about to move into, which is really nice. Strength to me underneath the Queen of Pentacles, if this isn't a strong connection to a mother figure or an earth sign, to me is your patience, your perseverance, or the good things you've done being rewarded. So this could be like a karmic reward or some kind. We are picking up big blessings here. And it was in the energy last week. It's in the energy this week. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm feeling. Let's keep moving over to the Hermit and see what that Hermit has to say. I feel like they're very simple, straightforward, but this energy of blessings in the center is really, really nice. Okay. If you are going through a trying time right now, the Queen of Pentacles with the Strength card in the upright is Spirit just telling you, like, listen, you got this. It's like a shot in the arm type of energy. But for a portion of you, it's something coming in real nice, a blessing of some sort. Okay, why do we have the Hermit here, please? Where's the Hermit in the mix? Then we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow. And for those of you that are new here, I only read jumpers. That's why I'm doing these shuffles. Yeah, something is going to reemerge or return for a lot of you. And that is showing up powerfully here as well. So we have the Knight of Swords underneath the Hermit. So I did ask for a mixture of elements, and we got it, right? We got them all. We got air, fire, earth, water, even though it's mostly connected to earth. Now, the Knight of Swords is the complete and total opposite of most of the energy we've been seeing in here, where it's been like easy going, easy does it. And I just want to say again, with what I was feeling here in the front, now what I'm feeling here in the back, there are multiple energies of a breakthrough out of nowhere. Okay, so whether that is in regards to career or current relationships and stuff like that, I feel like there could be a boom, uptick, breakthrough. It feels very explosive, even though we don't have a ton of fire. So I feel for a lot of Saggies, you can make big progress in a lot of different areas of life in the coming days and weeks. Now, the Knight of Swords is moving towards something like a rocket. So when we see it underneath this Hermit, it's just something that, boom, it's out of nowhere, very similar to a tower type of energy. But I feel like this is good. As I mentioned, it's breakthrough energy. But for another portion of you, if we're not talking about big breakthroughs coming in, I do feel with the Hermit and the Knight of Swords, this is something circling back, someone or something coming back around. So it could be a very fast, explosive return of some kind. Okay, so whether it's a person or a situation, you've dealt with similar things. I saw something like that for Leo last week, and now I'm seeing it for you here on the back end. I'm not picking up huge red flags yet. I feel like if you're in a good enough place to be able to handle things like that, let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card, because we have a lot of similarities, but we have a lot of differences in this week's reading. If you kindly look in the box, though, position number 1, we have the Six of Pentacles with the High Priestess. I did say for a lot of you, passing along your knowledge and things about spirituality and your gifts, very important for you to pass that on to somebody or teach somebody. But another portion of you, I do feel like something's going to open up for you out of nowhere. So first little sense of a breakthrough happening right there, which is really nice. And your intuition could really like key you into that. Moving to the center, we have the Queen of Pentacles with the Strength card. If you are going through tough situations or problems right now, this is Spirit kind of reassuring you, telling you everything's going to be okay. But I did say for a bunch of you, there is going to be a reward or a payoff here. Beautiful blessings here in the center. When we get to the back end, here's our second energy of a breakthrough, and it's much more powerful than the front end. Hermit with the Knight of Swords. Now, yeah, maybe some of you are laying back from an air sign. It doesn't always have to be the case. I just feel like someone or something popping up out of nowhere. So whether it is a return of a situation, or for a lot of you, something coming out of nowhere, I feel like you could really make big progress in a lot of areas of life in this time. So please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. Let's shuffle it up one time, see what we got in the shadows for my lovely Saggies. And yeah, I always like to pull one of these at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see just yet. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Okay. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. And I have much love and appreciation for all my members. I really do. So let's get it going here. What do we got? What? Oh, okay. Nice. Okay, I got this in the Leo reading as well as their shadow card, and you have a Leo card as well, so I mean that might be connecting the two readings for whatever reason. But we have the Two of Pentacles in the shadows. Beautiful. This is one of my favorite cards to show up as a shadow card, because to me it's something coming into a state of balance. Okay, so once again, if you've been going through things or you've been frustrated by things, Spirit is telling you, okay, things are coming into a state of balance. Now, I will say this. The Two of Pentacles could sometimes represent somebody who's dealing with a lot, juggling a lot of things, or working with a lot of energies in this time. So the fact that this shows up in the shadows, Spirit might be telling you, okay, Saggy, like maybe you need to prioritize your energy a little bit, or, you know, put a pentacle down and focus on one thing over the other. But I feel like for the most part, a lot of you with this Two of Pentacles, there is harmony and balance coming into whatever situations you're going through. So very nice. And just like we saw within the reading, like things breaking through, things popping up out of nowhere, the fact that the Two of Pentacles is a shadow card is kind of reaffirming that type of energy. So Saggy, beautiful reading this week, my friends. That's what I have for you. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give the details of the May subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a one-on-one personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar at mastermetaphysics.com. But for the May subscriber surprise, we're doing a winner's choice this month, my friends. 2 lucky subscribers will get their choice of either the Everyday Witches Tarot, which is a wonderful deck. It's one of my favorites. Or you can choose a crystal pendant of your choice from my website. They're homemade. The energy is luscious. They're beautiful. So it's winner's choice there. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments where in the world you are from. You don't have to give me your home address or anything like that. It could be your country, state, province, whatever it might be. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again soon.